This video is brought to you by the FarmerKlein YouTube channel. Be sure to like, subscribe, and comment.
Hey everybody, welcome back to the Carpathian countryside. Now this is not going to be the gameplay that you may be expecting here on the channel, because this is a revisit of the Carpathian countryside map. Earlier today, a PC-only version of the map released with some new and interesting updates, and this video is going to summarize and show off most of those updates. But before that, this video is brought to you by Jimmy Anderson and Scooter's Workbench. Thank you for being farm barons. So we have over 200 hours of gameplay on the original Carpathian countryside. And while we have in the channel moved on to bigger and, well, arguably maybe better, maybe not better things, Carpathian countryside still holds pretty good spot in my heart because I really did like this map when it first released for all platforms. But now we have an enhanced PC only version, and I wanted to show you kind of a summary format what is different between the PC only version and the all platforms version. I know at one point in time there were players that were holding off on jumping into the Carpathian countryside map because they heard that there was a PC-only version coming. Well, now that that is out, you can take my original map tour and then add this information to that, and then decide, do you want to play the PC-only version? Do you want to play the all-platforms version? Or maybe you're already playing on the all-platforms version, and now you're interested to know, should I move over to the PC version? Because that is going to require a whole new save game. Well, a couple things are required with the PC version, and that is production revamp and the GTX object storage mod. That is because Mr. Hector has taken all of the in-game storage facilities and incorporated them to work with object storage, which is going to give you a bit more flexibility. So here at the main farm, we had consumable storage where we could place various pallets of things. That has now been converted over here to object storage, where we can store seeds, road salt, silage additive, sugarcane pallets, wool pallets, potato, poplar pallets, mineral feed, seed treating liquid, liquid fertilizer, lime, herbicide, and solid fertilizer. So we could go and change this to potatoes. And now we can store 18 pallets of potatoes. We could also store, well, 24 pallets of seed, or we could configure this to also store potatoes, or we can configure it to store poplar. Again, we could change that from seeds to whatever we wanted. Solid fertilizer, herbicide. In all, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 configurable items. So we can store up to 6 different items here, or if we wanted to, we could switch these all to store the exact same thing. And then just have a giant storage building full of potatoes. Now he has done this also for the bale storage, which is over here on the other side of the farm. And here we can store 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different types of bales. So we can come in here and we can configure that up to all of the various different types of bales. And we can either store 5 different types or any combination of that, or we can make it all the same. Again, just like our consumables storage. Something else that Mr. Hector has done is he has added support for the enhanced animal mod. And he has added a calf shelter. You can see we have 1 calf already pre-placed here just for demonstration purposes. But this calf shelter will support 50 calves. In addition to that, we now have the ability to place additional calf shelters. We have 2 igloos that are possible, a right-hand and left-hand igloo. The large igloo will hold up to 5 calves, whereas we also have a small singular igloo that will hold a single calf, as you can see here. Support for Maize Plus has been added to the map. Now, we are not demonstrating this map with Maize Plus added. I felt that introduced way too many complicated changes. I am not a Maize Plus user, and therefore I am not going to be the best person to explain to you how to use Maize Plus or how it is incorporated into this map. So I just say, if you are interested in Maize Plus, go look up someone who is well versed in its use, and hopefully they'll have videos explaining its use. But yeah, don't activate Maize Plus unless you're ready to fully change how your animal feeding works. It does some other things, but it's mostly going to be predominantly related to animal feeding. We've got a water trigger here at the sink now that's been added. Then our cow pens, again, they're going to work with enhanced animals. So we're going to have calves, heifers, cows, bulls, all here at both cow pastures. These are both going to hold the same quantity that they held before. In addition to Maize Plus and Enhanced Animal mod, another required mod is going to be Production Revamp. And I've got a video on Production Revamp. I'm going to go ahead and put it up there in the top tick. Now, Production Revamp has been updated a couple times since that video has come out, but I believe that video is still predominantly accurate with respect to how it works. So if you aren't familiar with how Production Revamp works, go check that out. But basically, it makes production a bit more flexible with allowing different types of inputs and allowing parallel and serial processing. Along the line of production, we also now have some new production items that we can place on the map. Let's jump into our build mode. We're going to come over here to production. And we have the ability to place down a fruit and vegetable processing plant. That is what we have right here. We also have the ability to put down some greenhouses. We have small greenhouses, medium greenhouses, and large greenhouses that also are going to work with watermelons. So here I have pre-placed a small advanced greenhouse and a small watermelon greenhouse. So we have our pallet point here. We have our dump point. And then we have our interactive icon there. We're not going to jump into that quite yet. I want to break down all of the changes with respect to production all at the same time. We have our dump point for our water, our dump point for our compost, dump point for our vegetable fertilizer, then our interactive icon, right? And then we have our pallet spawn point. In addition to greenhouses and the vegetable processing center, we also have some orchards that have been added. And I've just kind of willy-nilly placed these down over here in our grass pasture. But we have apricot orchards. We have apple orchards. We have plum orchards. We're going to find those under build mode, under production, under orchards, right? Apple, pear, apricot, and plum. They are going to require water. and optionally fertilizer. And we're going to get our plums out of them here in pallets. Let's go ahead and take a look at all the changes to the productions. I've gone ahead and purchased all the productions that are available on this map. So we have our apple orchard. It's going to require water plus vegetable and fruit fertilizer or compost, and we're going to get apples. Apricots, the same thing, water and fruit and vegetable fertilizer or compost to get our apricots. We have our bakery. It's going to require flour. It's going to give us bread. Cake is going to be flour and sugar and milk and eggs and butter and strawberries to give us cakes. Pretty standard there. We have our BGA, which is silage. It's going to give us energy and methane and digestate. Slurry, manure, sugar beet cut, all the same. Carpentry has an option. So I've gone ahead and modified the carpentry and the sawmill. You have to go into the carpentry and sawmill XMLs. Mr. Hector does have a video on his Facebook, I believe, explaining how to do that. That is going to allow you to produce at the carpentry shop the armoire, chair, and table from the Platinum expansion if you have that. So for here, we've got planks and chipboards. Our planks or chipwood boards are going to make furniture and wood chips. We have planks, long planks, or chipwood boards, plus metal. It's going to give us armoires and wood chips. Chairs is going to be planks or long planks to make chairs and wood chips. And tables are going to be planks or long planks, again, for tables and wood chips. We have our dairy. And on the map, we have milk or goat's milk. Because with the enhanced animal mod, we now have the ability to have goats, and goats produce milk. Now, down at the sheep building, we're going to go look at that here in a little bit. The in-game sheep building is set up to produce milk, but it is set up to produce regular milk. If you want to produce goat milk, you will need to find a goat milk modded sheep pasture. I'll explain that here in a little bit. But basically, the dairy is set up to either accept milk or goat's milk to make butter, cheese, or chocolate by making milk and or goat's milk and sugar to make our chocolate. Our fruit and vegetable processing center that we placed, well, we're going to take apples and we're going to get apple juice and organic waste. Apricot jam, apricots and sugar to produce apricot jam and organic waste. Plum jam, plums and sugar. Same thing, plum jam and organic waste. Ketchup is going to be 5 tomatoes, 1 green pepper, 1 apple, 1 sugar to give you 7 ketchups and organic waste. Strawberry juice is going to give you strawberries to give you strawberry juice and organic waste. And then pickles, well, cucumbers, sugar, onions to give you 10 jars of pickles. We have a grain mill, fairly standard fare there. The in-game at the starting farm pig food mixer, well, that's changed up a bit. We're going to take corn or sorghum, and we're going to add to that wheat or barley. We're going to add to that soybeans or canola or sunflowers. We're going to add to that sugar beet or sugar beet cut or potatoes. And all of that combined together is going to give us pig food. So we could take, for example, corn, barley, canola, and potatoes and get pig food. Or we could take sorghum, barley, soybeans, sugar beets, and get pig food. Okay, we need one from each of these in order to get the finished product. Pears, water, fruit and vegetable fertilizer, or compost to give us pears. Plums, same thing, water, fruit and vegetable fertilizer, compost to get plums. The sawmill, as I said, has been modified like the carpentry. Without the modification, the sawmill is going to produce planks and chipwood boards. But with the modification, we can also then add long planks, wood beams, and prefab walls. Again, assuming you own the Platinum expansion. So the production is going to be trees for planks and wood chips, or wood chips to produce thin wood chip boards, trees for long planks and wood chips, trees for beams and wood chips, and trees for prefab walls. So our greenhouse that does watermelon is going to be 3 water and fruit and vegetable fertilizer or compost is going to give us watermelon and organic waste. Now you do see that there is a percentage here. I have long forgotten what that means. I think what it means is you can do water only and you'll get basically watermelon and organic waste. If you add water and fruit and vegetable fertilizer, you get a 60% bonus. If you add water, fruit and vegetable fertilizer, and compost, you then get 60% bonus plus 40% bonus. That would be 100% bonus. And then somehow along the line, you get 200% bonus. I do not actively use the production revamp mod on a regular basis, so I have long forgotten some of these details. Again, go check that tick up there. I knew what I was talking about back then. I just don't know what I'm talking about right now, exactly how this is all working with respect to these percentages. The small greenhouse that we also place down. Well, we have water, again, fruit and vegetable fertilizer, and compost to get us our tomatoes, lettuce, strawberries, green peppers, cucumbers, and onions. Spinnery is going to take fabric from cotton and wool. Sugar mill is going to take sugar beet or sugar cane and make our sugar. And then the tailor is going to take fabric or leather, interesting, and make clothing. To be honest, I'm not really sure where leather is coming from, but it's an option. Maybe that's coming in an update. Let's go take a look at build mode because we also have some other very interesting options. So under sheds, we have some color changeable shed options. So we have the consumable storage, which is this building that you see right here. Well, this is a color changeable version, and we can change the colors of the walls. And that is done with the M and N key. That's the default key mapping. You can, of course, change that to whatever you want. So that's not the only color changeable building. You're going to find those with this nice color selectable icon. Under silos, we have various sizes of manure heaps. We also have a compost silo. We have various storage options that are, again, coming over from the original map version and our farmhouse. Under production, the only custom production that is part of the map is, again, the fruit and vegetable processing. Then we have our various greenhouses where I showed off, and orchards. Under animals, we have quite the selection of cow buildings, including the calf shelter that holds 50 calves. Now, if you do not use the enhanced animal mod, the calf shelter is available in the map, but it will serve no real purpose because the calves for which it's designed to hold, well, don't exist. So if you do not use the enhanced animal mod, then don't worry about the calf shelter. Don't worry about the calf huts either, because again, they are specific to be used with conjunction the enhanced animal mod. We have a color selectable horse barn, and that is right here as comparison. We have a small, large pig area. This is a sheep barn. This is the one that is going to produce regular milk with your goats as opposed to goat milk. We have our chickens. We do have a fair bit of decorative items included. And then a fair number of ground textures as well. Let's go ahead and put these down. Animal mud, asphalt, concrete, dirt, forest ground, dry grass, more gravels, gravel dust, gravel with some grass in there, plates, which is already that texture, some dirty plates. We have sand, wet sand, rock, granite. We have dirt with tracks, and then we have regular dirt right there. Do have some custom bushes. We have paintable field textures in cultivated, plowed, or ridged. And ridged is basically the same as paint or planted potatoes. I don't know why that was so hard to say. It's basically the same as planted potatoes, or with the premium edition coming out soon, the hilled carrots, parsnips, or red beets state. But this is not going to allow you to basically put down hilled ground, I don't think. Let's run over here real fast and take a look at these ground textures. And that one was already there. Couple forest grounds. Various gravels. Our plate. Kind of dirty, worn plate. Rock, granite, and here we have dirt that's kind of just run over with tire tracks, and then we have kind of some muddy dirt with some tire tracks as well. Now we've left the main farm. We were previously up here in the main farm and checking things out. This is where I placed all of those orchards. We had the 2 greenhouses I placed here and the fruit and vegetable processing area. So that was the main starting farm. Now we're over here where we have a pig farm. Then we're going to jump down here to our sheep and chicken area. Just like we had object storage at the main farm, we have that also here at the secondary farms. But instead of being a building, well, it's a rack for pallets. Now we have that right here. So we can have 1, 2, 3, 4 different types of pallets stored here. Same various different types of pallets as we had over in the other building. It's just we're going to be able to store a little less of them over here. So as the default configured, we can store seeds, 16 pallets, 18 pallets of seed, again, 18 pallets of seed, 18 pallets of solid fertilizer, and 9 pallets of herbicide. Or again, we can convert this to all herbicide, all seed, all fertilizer, whatever your heart's content. We have our 2 pig areas. Again, I do have enhanced animal mod activated. That's why we have sows, porkers, piglets, and boars available. 300 in that building. And then 300 also in this building. We have bale storage. And this bale storage is going to allow us to store 5 different types of bales. Or we can configure this all to be the same bale. It's just going to have 5 sets of storage. We're going to be able to store a fair bit of bales up here. We do have a manure heap located right here. And then we have a silage bunker located over here. And now jumping down to the sheep and chicken area down here by field 36. So we are right here. We have the same pallet rack that we had over at the pig area. You're going to find it located in this shed. Same type of thing where we can reconfigure these. We have our manure heap. Then we have our bale storage building. Just like the others, we have 5 options. We can reconfigure these however we want. How they are configured right now, we can store 270 bales times 2 straw, 270 bales of grass, 270 bales of hay, and 270 bales of silage, all within this singular building. We have our sheep area. The only thing changed about this is the fact that it does now offer you the ability to do milk. You can do lambs, sheep, young rams of various types. We also have goats, young goats. And then with respect to the milk, you're going to find that trigger inside the building. Your wool is still going to spawn outside. These are all set up to also take straw. Then you have your chicken coop. And again, enhanced animal. We're going to be able to do chicks, chickens, roosters, ducklings, ducks, male and female. Your egg spawn point is unchanged from the original release of the map. And then you have your food trough over here. Now, I think I mentioned compost earlier. Compost is something that we can produce. To do that, we need to put down a compost bunker. And for demonstration purposes, I have placed one right here in this field. And from within here, we can bring organic waste. And organic waste on this map is defined as grass, hay, straw, or other similar type materials, possibly silage. And then, of course, we have things like organic waste from some of those other productions. Bring it down here, we compact it, we blanket it, and over time, it's going to produce compost. We can then use compost in those productions that we've already talked about, or we can apply it to our fields, or we can sell it. Now, if we apply it to our fields, and if you are playing with precision farming, do note the base game precision farming, or should I say the Giants delivered precision farming, does not support compost. You will need to find a version of precision farming that does support compost and make use of that. There are various edits of precision farming out there. I'd say the most recent that I have talked about is the one from Hoff Bergman. Let's go check out our prices screen. So we have all of our normal inputs and outputs as one would expect. Then we have our goat's milk and apples, pears, apricots, plums, green peppers, cucumbers, onions, watermelon, apple juice, apricot jam, plum jam, ketchup, strawberry juice, pickles, chipwood boards, compost, we were just talking about that, fruit and vegetable fertilizer. Then we have our platinum expansion production items. As well as our separated manure. Let's also take a look here in the shop, because we do have some custom items. We can buy mineral feed in big bags. We can buy compost in big bags. And we can buy our fruit and vegetable fertilizer in IBC containers. Now, to close out this video, I did want to mention that all sell points now have open and closing hours. So no more 24/7 selling or picking up of product. I went ahead and jumped up here to our sawmill and carpentry just to demonstrate this. See the sawmill and carpentry. Well, they're going to be open from 6 a to 10 p.m. Monday through Sunday. Thankfully, they're still open 7 days a week. Imagine that. Monday through Friday, and then they take the weekend off. Ooh-wee. You're going to have to figure out what you're going to do on the weekends. At any rate, do be aware that your sell points now actually close at night, so their employees can actually get some rest. Again, I have already modified the sawmill and the carpentry shop to work with the platinum expansion. It does not come like that out of the box from Giants. Mr. Hector does have a video on how to do that over on his Facebook. The PC-only version of Carpathian Countryside does require the production revamp mod, as well as the GTX object storage mod. It has listed as optional mods, Maze Plus. We have not demonstrated Maze Plus in this video. I am not the person you're going to want to learn Maze Plus from, so it's best that you get that information from someone who is well versed in what Maze Plus is going to do to your gameplay, because it is going to drastically change how you feed your animals. That I know for sure. Also listed as optional mods are the enhanced animal mod, which we did make use of in this video to demonstrate the calves, as well as some of the other various animals that are available via the enhanced animal mod. We also made use of the extra animal pins mod. I will have a link to both of those down in the description. The map has 9 animal pins pre-placed. So that means if you wanted to, you could put down 1 more animal pin before you reach the maximum of 10. The More Animal Husbandries mod allows you to put down a total of up to 64 animal husbandries. So it is definitely going to be a requirement soon if you are thinking about adding more calving areas. Of course, the Platinum DLC is also a optional mod, or an optional DLC if you happen to have that and you want to do some Platinum production. Well, you can activate that and make those required XML changes for the carpentry and sawmill. Then lastly, if you do want to use precision farming and you are looking to also make use of compost on your fields, then you're going to want to find a precision farming edit that will support compost and will give you your nitrogen credit by putting that down on your fields. Let me know, guys, what you all think of the PC-only version of this map. Are you going to pick it up? Are you going to convert your gameplay from the all-platforms version to the PC-only version? Have you been holding out, waiting to play this map until the PC release, and now it is out? Are you going to pick up the game and well, give the map a go? Let me know down in the comments below. And you know what? If you've made it this far into the video, leave an emote. Leave an emoji. Just put a letter down there. Something to let me know you made it this far. And until next time, happy farming.